Hello everyone, welcome to week 4, December 6 to 11, 2021. So for our lesson this week, researching a topic. So medyo delayed lang ng konti ang video natin, but I guess aabot pa rin tayo until Saturday. Okay, so before we move on, let's have a quick review of week 3. So it is about features of a website. Now let me discuss quickly task 4. So task 4 says you're going to draw your favorite website and then label the parts of that website. So let me give this as an example. So this is my favorite website. It is called HGTV. So from the pictures that you see on the home page, okay, it is about home, house decorations, house renovations, and everything about about a place. Okay, so again, this is the home page. So what you see on the screen when you open a website is called the home page. And then on top of your home page, you have there your header. Okay, what we have here together with the search button is our navigation menu. So you see the word trending, shows, design, outdoors, etc. When you're going to visit the website, these are actually links. You can go to different links and navigate more on the details of this given website. Okay, the images here are actually links also. You can also click these pictures and then it will give you different insights. Okay, this is what we call sliders. Now some website class, when you say sliders, you can really find it, let's say, in the right side, and it usually really slide. May makikita kayo na nag-slide talaga siya. So dito naman, iba yung sliders niya. So by going to the definition, it gives you more information about a given website. Okay, here we have our sidebar. Now for this website, the sidebar is found on the right side. But for some website, the sidebar can be found on the left side. So hindi lagi siyang fixed sa kanan, minsan nasa kaliwa. Pero kung sasabihin mo, ma'am, pwede ba siya sa taas? Syempre hindi, kasi yung nasa taas, ang tawag doon ay header. And of course, the last part or the last feature of a website is our footer. So what's in the footer? It gives you other information about the website, how can you reach them, and other social media account. Okay? So again, those are the 6 parts or 6 features of a website: the header at the home page, the header, the navigation menu, the sliders, sidebar, and the footer. So don't forget that and be ready for the next quiz, because surely this will be included. So are you ready for our next lesson? Okay. So for week 4, researching a topic. So after knowing more about websites, the different parts, of course, it is expected that these websites are useful to us whenever we search for a certain topic. So read with me. Researching about a specific topic can be a tough responsibility when you do not know where to get all the information you need. While information is literally everywhere, it is essential that one knows how to select possible or potential sources of useful information. Now class, look at this. Kahit daw alam mo, let's say alam mo yung isang bagay, alam mo yung gusto mong i-research, mahalaga daw kung saan, alam mo din kung saan mo siya mahahanap. Kaya in our previous lessons, inaral natin dun yung different sources of information. So you can use Google, you can use YouTube, you can use what else? Meta search and other sources of information using the internet. Kasi nga, in lesson 4, week 4, tayo naman ay magre-research. So this is actually an application of what you've learned from week 2 and week 3. So again, let us read. This lesson focuses on different sources of information when researching for a specific topic. As you explore this part of the module, you will be engaged in tasks and activities that will widen your knowledge about locating information using available sources. You are likewise expected to research a topic using 2 or 3 sources. So, ang ina-expect na magawa nyo daw, in this lesson, you will be able to research something using different sources of information. And of course, sana madagdagan daw yung alam nyo tungkol sa paghanap, sa tamang paghahanap. Actually, class, napakaswerte ng generation nyo because you have an internet. During our time, wala kaming ganito. So, kami ay sariling sikap. Pasok sa library, buklat ng libro, hanggang sa makita mo ang iyong kailangang i-research. So, let us discuss your activity last Monday. So, last Monday, you are expected to answer test 1. Direction says, using the given scenario above, choose at least 3 materials that you will most likely use in researching for additional information about the given topic. Choose from the ones listed below. Also provide short explanation why you chose them and do this on your notebook. So, ang hinahanap lang naman class sa atin ay 3. Now, since you are grade 7, I believe, nung elementary kayo, pinagre-research na rin kayo ng mga assignments ng teachers ninyo. So, ano daw yung ginagamit nyo? So, since this recalls your previous knowledge, ang tawag natin dito, activating prior knowledge. So, this question actually is very personal. Hindi mo na kailangan i-research pa yan sa internet. Kasi ang tinatanong dyan, ano yung ginagamit mo? So, let me share my personal experience. When I was at your age, I used magazines. So, sabi ko nga, wala po kasi kaming internet noon. So, bakit ko pinili ang magazines? Because I use this material because it is available at home. Syempre, yun ang meron sa bahay, kaya yun ang unang gagamitin. Okay, if you're going to ask me, Mom, what's your number 2? I will use newspapers. And then my number 3 will be interview. Because these are the materials that are available actually. So, ikaw, ano yung ginagamit mo or ginamit mo when you were in elementary? When you do your research about your assignments and other projects. So, after that, okay, Tuesday na tayo, you are expected to answer learning task 2. Identify if the given item is primary, secondary, or tertiary source. Write your answers in your notebook. Sabihin mo naman, Ma'am, hindi ko pa nga alam ito. So, expected yan. Kaya ang tawag dito, activating prior knowledge. Tinitest lang, may alam ka ba dito sa 1 to 10 na nakalagay dito sa ating activity? So, let me give you number 10. Number 10 is an example of a primary source. Okay, number 1 is an example of secondary source. And number 7 is an example of tertiary source. So later on, malalaman natin ano ba yung primary, secondary, and tertiary source of information. Okay, Tuesday pa rin, so Martes, you're going to do learning test 3. Read and examine the news report below published by GMA News Online on July 30, 2020. In your notebook, answer the questions that follow. So class, wala tayong kokopyahin dito ha. Answer lang on your notebook. So, from the title itself, let's analyze. NASA's new rover Perseverance launches for Mars to seek signs of past life. Now you can see the original copy on your module. So this is class, actually, let us understand the title. So ano yung pinag-uusapan natin dito? A rover named Perseverance. So what is a rover? A rover is a vehicle for exploring the surface of an extraterrestrial body such as the Moon or Mars. So ang pinag-uusapan dito sa selection na to ay sasakyan. Para daw, ayan, ma-discover nila or ma-explore nila ang Mars. So that is actually an example of a rover. Okay. So eto yon, madami palang rover sa Mars. After reading the selection, you are expected to answer these 6 questions. Is the material a primary, secondary, or tertiary source of information? Explain. So kung nahihirapan ka, pwedeng wag nang explain. Sagot na lang, primary, secondary, or tertiary. What is the main goal of launching NASA's rover Perseverance towards Mars? So pag sinabi natin Perseverance class, ibig sabihin ng matyaga. So again, ang sasakyan ay pinalangalanan nilang si Matyaga. Yun ang ibig sabihin nun. So ano daw yung layunin ni Matyaga doon sa Mars? And number 3, what essential object is aboard over rover Perseverance? So pag sinabi natin aboard, ano yung mahalaga daw bagay na nakasakay doon kay rover Perseverance? Number 4, what is considered to be one of the most complex maneuvers in Perseverance journey? So ano daw yung pinaka mahirap na na-encounter nitong si Perseverance sa kanyang paglalakbay? And number 5, what does the United States plan to do in 2030? So ano daw yung vision, ano yung binabalak ni US by 2030? And number 6, what other significant details does the text provide? So ano pa yung mahahalagang impormasyon na makikita natin sa selection? Okay, ang lahat ng sagot class ay kukuhanin natin doon sa reading selection na nasa module nyo din naman. Okay, doon lang yung kokopyahin. So walang i-research sa internet dito. Magbabasa lang sa module at kokopyahin lang mula doon ang inyong mga sagot. That is for Tuesday. Of course, you can also do some readings para masagot natin yung mga tanong. So let us find out what are the different sources of information when researching a topic. So the first one is a primary source or primary sources. Primary sources of information include first-hand accounts, raw data, and other original materials on which other researchers are based. This means that primary sources are authentic materials and have not been subjected to evaluation or assessment. This classification includes original works like poems, diaries, court records, interviews, surveys, and original research, and research published in scholarly and or academic journals. So what is the most important word to remember in primary source? Ito po yun. The word original material. So kapag ang isang bagay ay original, authentic, okay, bagong-bago, hindi pa daw na i-evaluate, ang tawag sa kanya ay primary source. And class, at the bottom of our presentation, kita nyo yan, yung mga tula, yung mga diaries na sinusulat, yung mga interview, kasamahan yan, example pala siya ng primary sources. Okay, the second one is secondary sources. So, from the word secondary, padalawa. Sources of information are classified as secondary sources when they describe, interpret, or analyze primary sources. These are often information written or presented by authors who did not personally witness an event or occurrence. Common examples of secondary sources include materials like textbooks, magazine articles, book reviews, commentaries, and almanacs. Okay, what is the most important words in this definition? Ito yon. Written by authors who did not personally witness. So kaya siya secondary. Ang sumulat daw nito ay hindi na yung mga original author. Sinulat sila ng mga tao na hindi naman talaga na witness ng personal yung pangyayari. Kumbaga, sila yung mga nagkukwento na lang. Kagaya daw ng mga textbooks, magazine articles, book reviews, commentaries, and almanacs. Let's say, for example, sa textbooks. Diba nung kapag nagbabasa tayo ng history natin about the Philippines, let's say buhay ni Apolinario Mabini, hindi naman si Apolinario Mabini nagkukwento nun. So, there was an author who told the story of Apolinario Mabini. So, that becomes a secondary source. Tertiary sources. Sources of information are considered tertiary sources when they are used to organize and locate primary and secondary sources. This classification includes indexes, abstracts, bibliographies, directories, and databases. So what is the most important words here? Ito yon, to organize and locate. So tertiary sources sila kapag daw sila ginagamit mo lang para hanapin kung ano yung, kung nasa saan ang mga primary and secondary sources. So if you are familiar class with the card catalog found in the library, ang tawag doon ay tertiary source. Kasi ginagamit natin siya to look for a certain book. Okay? So hinahanap natin kung saan nandoon ang libro, hinahanap natin kung saan nandoon ang, let's say, diary or poetry. Okay? At iba pang material, kaya ang tawag sa kanya ay tertiary sources. So again, we have different sources of information. Tatlo lang yung classification: primary, secondary, tertiary sources. Okay, upon knowing all of these things, yan, punta tayo sa Thursday. So, tanong mo naman, ma'am, bakit walang Wednesday? Kasi holiday po ngayon. Kaya walang Wednesday. Pero sabihin mo naman, dami naman yung pinagawa no Tuesday, bawi lang, ano. Okay, kayang-kaya nyo yan. So let's move on to Thursday. Direction says, find information about the characteristics and main symptoms of coronavirus disease 2019 or COVID-19. If you have access to the internet, you may use online or electronic sources of information. If connecting to the internet is not possible, use non-electronic and print-based sources like newspapers, pamphlets, and or posters. Write your answers in your notebook. Use the table provided. So class, sa task for Thursday, kopyahin yung table na nasa baba nito. Okay, ito yun. Ito yung table. So, dalawa lang ang kailangan. Source 1 and source 2. Again, ano pinahahanap sa atin? Focus lang tayo dun sa binigay na topic. Huwag tayo mag-iimbento. Ang nakalagay ay characteristics and symptoms of COVID-19. So, napakadami niyan kasi yan ang talagang topic na topic ngayon. Madami yan sa internet, madami yan sa newspapers and other materials. So, bigyan ko lang kayo ng example. So, I got this information from www.cdc.gov/coronavirus2019 and COVFAB-HTML. Okay? So, ano yung information na na-obtain ko? Hindi nyo kailangang habaan. Yan. Sabi doon sa link na kinuhanan ko, people with COVID-19 have reported a wide range of symptoms from mild symptoms to severe illness. Symptoms may appear 2 to 14 days after exposure to the virus. If you have fever, cough, or other symptoms, you might have COVID-19. So, familiar na naman tayo dito, di ba? And I would like also to remind everyone, hindi pa daw po nawawala ang COVID. So, hindi tayo talaga dapat nagpapaka feeling normal at kumbaga masyadong nakakalimutan na natin yung mga health protocols. Dapat alam pa rin natin yun. Dapat aware pa rin tayo dun. So that we will be able, of course, to prevent this COVID-19 in our personal self or in our family, of course. So, kumuha ako ng isa, kukuha ka pa uli ng isa pa. So sabi mo, pwede bang dun uli sa same sa same website? Ang sagot ay hindi. Kaya nga source 1, source 2. So dapat dalawang website ang iyong kukuhanan or dalawang materials ang iyong kukuhanan. Kung mag-newspaper ka, pwede nga ang isa ay from Philippine Star, pwede ang isa ay from Manila Bulletin. So magkaiba pa rin yun. Kahit both newspaper, magkaiba naman ang newspaper na pinanggalingan. So we have source 1 and then source 2. Again, reminder, this is about COVID-19. Huwag po tayong mag-imbento ng kung ano-anong topic. Okay, so Thursday pa rin, learning task 5. Interview 3 persons. It can be your parents, your guardians, and or siblings about the primary sources of information they use when they research for a specific topic. Using the matrix provided, also take note of the reasons for choosing such material or sources of information. Write your answers in your notebook. So class, tingnan nyo yun ha. Hinighlight ko dito yung word na primary sources. So ang hinahanap natin dito ay original materials, authentic materials. Kung nakalimutan mo na, go back to the lecture at hanapin mo yung mga authentic materials na yun. Mag-i-interview ka daw ng 3. So let us see. Here is the table. Nakalagay doon person 1, person 2, person 3. Source of information and then reason. Again, ang kukuhanin natin ay primary sources. So let me give my example. Uncle Tommy Fernandez. So may pangalan. Hindi basta person 1. Sino si person 1? Lagyan mo ng pangalan. Ano? So ano daw yung source of information ni Uncle Tommy? Interview. So bakit yun ang gusto ni Uncle Tommy? Because according to him, I found interview easy because you just need to prepare good questions and look for a person knowledgeable about the given topic. Madali talaga class ang interview. Kasi hahanapin mo lang ang tamang tao and then tatanungin mo lang siya ng tamang tanong, and of course you can get good information through that person. So mas madali talaga ito. So again, babalikan nyo yung lecture sa primary sources para tama yung isasagot nyo dito. Hindi ka rin kayo basta hindi kayo kukuha ng, let's say, almanac, indexes, hindi yun ang mga sagot. Kasi yung almanac and indexes, those are tertiary information. Hindi rin isasagot ang textbook kasi yun ay secondary source of information. Okay? I hope nagkaintindihan tayo sa task 5. And of course, dahil Thursday na, pupunta na tayo sa Friday. Reminder again, stay home and read a book. And of course, Saturday is completion of tasks. So that's all for this week. This is again Mrs. Annie Ramirez, your English teacher, saying thank you, God bless, and I hope magawa talaga natin ng bonggang-bongga itong ating week 4. That's all. Bye-bye, everyone.